Mickey Mouse and Minnie. It's a beautiful person. And most of have talking to the friend and still having the most beautiful in the world. And Goofy wears it about to dress up just like a British Royal Navy, like a governor and the King George. Aftermath of the Halloween. See that other stuff. It says the witch. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Fries should be cooked, and my chicken baked too for my breakfast for leftover, and pepperoni pizza for the two, saving my brother. And there's my celebrating Jesus serving the community of coffee cup. So we can have some about water and juice and soda, which you can. Um, I should remember that. Oh jeez, I already put it in there that everything's problem there. Can't understand what he's talking about. Oh, the rabbits. Pretty freaked out. Let's see about the TV's come. I don't know what they're thinking so much about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is something about making up for the Thanksgiving for the gingerbread house. And this is called the fake witch. She's a friendly everything's problem. And we'll talk about some later. So I have to do something about turn the volume on. They made it the three milks in there in the pot. And this is a proposal of about few minutes ago for about taking to cook a lot. And I just put out for the fireplaces, so let it warm up. There's the Mystery Mouse Couture, where's in the Halloween, where's the werewolf teeth for vampire. Oh man, what are we gonna do to the Bella Sloom? Jack won't let me in. He won't sleep. I don't know, Dodie. Just let Bella sleep when she wakes up. What time is she woke up? She'll be woke up about afternoon. Afternoon? The general rate to take us to the yes. Oh. I'm probably not going into his room. And let's see what is going on in there. Can you let me in, please? Sure. Thank you. Dory's in with his brother. Hey there, mates. This is Discovery Scouts, a Pirates of the Caribbean film series here, and today is Monday, November 6th, November. Sorry about that. Today is Monday, November 7, 2016. So I have a much review for Cooking a Lot about leftovers from for fries thing. So I have it to check out. I have it to checking out. Just want to know and making sure everything should be cooked. That's real good. That's really good. Every day, so we made it for fries, so we can make more. So I had to do this for the last few days. So I've been to wash dishes for the last night. So I came up just like the for the Brookdale to the food court. Buffet does has about food services, food networks, food cars, and sometimes some of those about really really warm up entirely. So it probably be Gasso. So I had to checking out those things, something like that. They're working hard, but I don't know, mateys. So I have to be taking care of those about those interestings. There's a lot of fries on here. That's definitely pretty mess. Oh shit. Okay, okay, this is not awkward time. There he is. Ta-da! So I made for the fries anytime, definitely. I just made it about the cooking dinners. So I'm not so sure how to figure it out. Just like I said. So we made it totally, literally just nuisance. And you don't want it. So you don't want it to burn your. So you don't want it to burn your hands. So I left the burn. So I've been burned on for my fingers, for thumbs, for yesterday. Let's pour in just as tightly what you can. Just like it's supposed to, something like the problems. So I have to replace it. So it takes about 25 minutes or less. Just as really tightly, just like the Monopoly for the dice game. Nice and tight. Very nice and tight. So it's also easy. We made about the cooking barbecue for cheeseburgers, hamburgers, and the veggies, and for the chicken breasts on it, drumsticks, ribs, and drumsticks. Some of those hot dogs and steaks and pork chops made it about 4th of July summertimes. They might definitely need to hang on there for family vacations. So I'm gonna set downstairs about 22 minutes. So take a time in 22 minutes. Okay. My phone is really almost hot enough, and we should not put it in there for the stove. So anytime my phone has been burned out, there could be the cost about almost $700. Um, and that's what T-Mobile. That's what T-Mobile says it about for the last year. So they can't put it about the stove into the under the oven. They might get a burnout on in a house fire, you know. And when if someone looks in the inside the house and call 911 for fire department, we're not sure about if it accidentally. And the most illegally to put the phones on in the oven, in the stove, there could be fire in the kitchen and a house. Dining rooms, upstairs rooms, living rooms, and I don't know what it forgot to, mateys. So some of the other guys, are really important for you if you didn't notice about one and 18 years to go. So we stood up and about for 15, 20 years, stood up for about 10 years last. So I was in the 5th grade. So I am sure to have Mrs. Roy has about almost 39. She has 40. And Nadie Van Gorkum moved there from about Tennessee's. Mrs. Kershaw has Ridgecrest. She is about to about 51. Mrs. Green, I mentioned about last 10 years. Mrs. King, Melody King, 10 years too, and Miss Iris, 10 years. Some of them saw me in about track meet every summer in May. So I made it too much stuff, too much eating for fat from 2006 through 2009. So the Ridgecrest Raiders, so I ran to about hang on there for my friends. So I've been there for about 6th grade from 2007 to 2008. And my friend Jesse and Michael, Joey and Brian and Kyle and Kale and Logan, they must have all of these boys just all doing all my boy stuff for the last 9 years. You see my friend Jesse just has about football program this junior year. It's pretty good. He's pretty good the bigger stuff about Robbie Big. Wow. Definitely the good riddance, the good references, and those that have it about Pac-12 conferences on this program. So 6th grade camp on Miracle Ranch, Mr. Trent and Mr. John, and just me and my new friend, and it just definitely for sometimes seems to me it looks pretty great, and seems sometimes I've really just really most important things about for the last 8 years. So I've been totally about for activities to the staying with the group. Mostly we can, unfortunately. So we can get half about the snack times. They have a much issue about for the food service on these tables for paddy wagoning to eat breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner for every 3 days to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I've been eating a lot of about just 10 minutes. So I was again able to get losing weight. I was walking, I was running. So I again decided she takes definitely about be hero time, some of them the mentioned before. A lot of exercisers as a lot of the exercisers has been an activity, archery range on a tour. There are a lot of group of girls. My friend Haley just literally just seems she's freaked out. She was a kid and me too. So I was a 13, so I've been a terrible a lot things trouble, you know. I think a lot about very interesting and about for my friend my friend Haley, she's on this about for the rich crash waiters follow me for good reasons. And me, she left me behind for the junior for WSU for the soccer program. Um, she didn't notice about Simis a lot. When Haley's mom's and she was driving, I was just running. Um, so I see me Jesse's mom is on the Walmart store first at about working and making the money for the last 4 months. You know, it is some of you will have definitions and the much about the celebrating every Friday on this recess. We were kids about 5 to 14. So it could be most anything anytime anything could be having the most problem there. They couldn't understand me for one of the great reasons. So I have those guys and girls evolutionaries. He the most any many most the working experience and math reading and writing, college experience from high schools, from junior highs, and from elementary, from kindergarten. They all the most experienced, amazing, a year active of filmography, movies, TV productions, and behind the scenes, B-rolls, mercenaries, interviews, and candidates. So they did they did have to enjoy about year active every 100 years ago. She seems a lot all the time. They have the most amazingly definitely. They're different ones. They can most of you in the fortunately good riddance. She was there are most of the have nothing to do with them, my friend. So Brian not knowing them for us about bullying for Logan during this recent refraining. So I just ran it inside of his classroom from room 4, and that was sort of the older. So I've been totally a lot about these things, and a whole lot, and about 10 minutes to be set, about 10 minutes to be sexuals, knowing a lot of them and Crample, they are nothing much of the idea of they having issues. They're saying we don't do this before. My teacher tells me about Miss King and Mrs. Birkinshaw, Miss Isabella, and Mrs. Huge, Miss Fairgorcum. I've seen Mrs. Huge. I've seen her about from Walmart, I think, for the last 2 times. And Mrs. Carson have to do this. Mrs. Carson too mentioned. She's pretty nice teachers. So they're having the most hybridy human sector in this world. The most of the kids have distracting while they grown-ups while they're working. Explosive, knowing, no, nothing wrong with them. She can't unfortunately for the doing. She's doing about great working with this math. They're doing the great working with the reading, and no playing around, no sitting around. Just read books, magazines as you can. So you can to be continued to writings, reading, math, and some of them about ASL. ASL to be is about just like Mrs. Madison and Mr. Knoll too, from Elmer Ridge High Schools. I love Miss Madison. She was a good teacher educator from ASL every year. She was she was 33. She would been about 12 years past for me. So I've been definitely why she can, why they could have it about talking. So because she was signing for the language stuff using the finger, she's using the brainstorms every day, every week in the month and year. She could actually be there fortunately, but Madison did what I proud of him. You know, Miss Loudigan and Miss Layton, and they could all of them about few things, and she walked around upstairs and down there in the upper the lower hallways. And Missy Canella has 30 years old. She was a paraeducator, special education services. She beloved about sophomore, juniors, and senior years to do it about the jobs and training and trade schools and college and universities, and you could take it for the AST to take AST scores to find out about checking about the cars, checking for the scores. So if you figure out, if you do, so if you do happen to watch it, those are about Amherst High Schools to ASL for the last year. So my friend Mackenzie Roten has on the YouTube. That's where we get a call. Washington State University and Central Washington University, Cougars and Wildcats. And Bud. Probably it takes a lot, about 10 minutes. And then they could have to start it. They have to start evaluations. And she was doing a great job. She doing teaching how to degrade the students, doing a great educators, amazing teaching, how to respect, how to the pride, how to the ownership, how to the warm, how to earn it. She was a means power, and that means pride, ownership, warmth, and respect. And she knows about my friend the fan site, and according to the subscribers on YouTube with 24. She could the watching of those about one of them about the casting of those movies, TV productions, and series, and short films. They haven't much issues, and they have to play it a lot about the Ice Queens, the Austin Film Festivals, and Zosia and Alessandra plays Nancy. She was just gonna play it a lot. She does about great, and mentioned that she was doing about great, beautiful job. What it does matter. I have most of the issues that are very important thing, mateys. Even though a lot about behind the scenes, the B-rolls and clips, the trailers, and the TV spots, and most of make it about 320 millions of them, and those has the experiences. They have the witches one about the movies, and the American Horror Story Hotel Roanoke that came out for 2016, as known as Lady Gaga, as the from the last year from about interesting for the Matt Bummer. Here was 39. Here's play on his Neil Caffrey to the white collar. Before he was spent about the last 10. He was spent in about last 5 years. And definitely Willie Garson and Tim McKay has his best friends Matt as knows around Neil the Peter, and they proposed for something, something else, and they worked about all this stuff every year. They're working about the interviews, movies, and TVs, most of TV shows, and the breaking news, good news, and they make a lot about diagnosis and about democratic society and secretaries, no Republicans. So just only three to decide. So if it can't vote about in the time, society, the secretary, and democrats. So if it can believe, if it could about his president of the United States, she'll tell us to do the what he can, what's exactly what he enjoy it. So I didn't make it for the watch things about. I'm trying to make it about Pirate of the Prank series and stuff. So don't forget to subscribe to more content. So you can take it about the long stories about the subscribers and the educators about it interesting. So you can listen to about interesting about the Jugger Nuggets, the Aiken Grandpa shows, and the Boo shows, Derry Diesel, Life with Moko, and Crazy Boyfriend. So they're mostly the hardest in hell. So you could call us. You can tell your friends what you can to the fan sites and the cast of the friends. So according to the www.com.org, Pirates of the Caribbean film series does. So you tell them Jugger Nuggets, Big Buddha, Georgie Staubauger, Kid Behind the Camera, Bridget West, and Manny Corn, Juliet Riley, Psycho Dad, Psycho Mom, and Melissa, Psycho Uncle 1, 2, 3, and Psycho Aunt 1 and 2, and Joe Bump, Larry's Lounge, and Crazy Boyfriend, Christian Geico as Psycho Mom, Creed, Ragging Dad, Bro Squad, Derry Diesel Daily, Life of Moko, Space Jam's Gardens, Cuban Guy, The Cuban Guy Life, Nest Boog, Life of Boog, The Boog Show, and Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Guru, Find Situation Listing, Gaming Channels, Juggy Stores, Cockle Story, Cockatoo, Tomalel, Play Stores, and Hangouts. So if you figure out, you can have about recapture it. Those are the YouTube channels. So if you can look at it at about Instagrams, unfortunately, what you can. So don't forget. So don't forget to subscribe to more content. So again, so love Empire Mateys to the death, and don't forget. So watch as you can. Keep it rich, mateys.